Welcome to the smallest closet makeover. Before you come to conclusions, hear me out. I know it's small, but it's pretty basic in most homes. And for our 1,500 square foot home, this is the only closet that we have for linens or cleaning anything. I've opted out for the linens because we just didn't have enough space and we kept it a cleaning closet. But let me tell you, it's still pretty much a hot mess. Even though we added a couple extra shelves, some hooks, I just feel like I could do so much better now that I've become pretty handy with tools and such. So I have a vision. So hear me out. I plan to use every inch of this closet to make it more functional and to make it aesthetically pleasing. Don't judge. I know it's a hot mess, but there's just not enough shelf storage to easily organize all of this, so let's clean it up. Originally, the closet only came with one shelf, and we added 2 more shelves and the slide pull brackets you see here. At one point, I thought those hooks and bags would be the solution, but it's not. In the meanwhile, let's talk about the game plan for this closet. I plan to keep 2 shelves but make them deeper, add a divider for the broom and longer feather dusters. I know it's going to be narrow. Next, since we're removing a shelf, add bottom storage but find rolling carts that would fit under a tabletop, and above the tabletop, let's add a peg rail to hang smaller brushes and such. Now that the space is cleaned up, we can better see what we're working with. Note the shelves. There's about an 8 to 10 inch gap between the current shelves to the door frame. I plan to make them deeper to utilize the space better. Let's move on and remove the brackets and shelves. The brackets do come in handy, but just not for this small closet. I plan to move them to the garage. If we had a shed, I would probably use them there too. The additional shelves we added a couple years ago were using L metal brackets. I'm probably never going to use them again to hold up a shelf, to be honest. It holds lightweight items well, but once you go a little heavier, you really need a better bracket system. They were barely hanging on the end. The main shelf was using wood brackets along the walls, which I plan to use the same design to make the new shelves. For the walls, I'm planning to add some beadboard to add more interest into this plain Jane closet. So I'm gonna fill the holes first and wipe down the walls, really the bare minimum since the walls will be covered anyways. But before that, I need to add some bottom trim to get the final measurements of this space. Something to note, I could hardly find any wall studs in this closet. Even the main shelf was only hanging on to 1, so it's okay if you don't find any and can proceed to add shelves. Hey, it worked for the last decade for this shelf and it never wobbled. Okay, now for the beadboard. I picked these up at Home Depot, which I wish I had them cut there because cutting them on a regular table saw was a bit tricky. It was just so wide and tall, and I need another pair of hands, and luckily Luna is bigger and stronger than me, so he helped me out here. In the end, we got near perfect cuts and I was able to place them that night just using a brad nailer. All right, we're picking off where we last left off. I was able to add the beadboard, the trim, as well as finish the edging of just adding caulking. I just need to go back and fix some of the brad nail holes to fill them in. But we're moving on to adding shelves and just working with the structure and just putting all the shelving in. And then from there, hopefully I'll be able to prime and pick out a paint color, which I did start swatching already. And good thing I started testing them out in the closet because the colors do differ. Remember I mentioned there's no studs on the walls. In the end, it doesn't matter where I'm placing the shelves, so I'm going to pick the best spot to drop the first shelf a little lower than it was before. I'm going to be using primed S45 boards for the wall brackets and project panels for the shelves. Finding boards that were wider than 12 inches was a day's worth of window shopping, but thankfully I found these boards at Lowe's at 20 inches wide that I could cut and make the shelves deeper with. I'll make sure to link these for you. Thankfully, both these boards came in a variety of sizes, so I was able to find what I needed and cut them down further. I adhered the wood brackets with brad nails, and I'll be laying the wood right on top without securing them further just in case I ever need to remove them in the future. Otherwise, I would nail these down to the brackets as well. Something to consider when hanging anything on the wall is pulling out the level tool out too. The height of our closet was different at certain points that the measuring tape was just not enough to nail these brackets in. Okay, so I have the divider here. So this is going to be connected to the shelf here. And then I'm adding a tabletop on this side here, but the divider here is to section off the broom and dustpan. And I'm thinking that's pretty much it because that's all that's we've ever had in the cleaning closet. And then on this side, I'm thinking having probably some rolling carts. For the divider, it's also going to need a support system along with the tabletop, so I added a few brackets. I placed them about 1.5 inches higher than the rolling carts that I found, so keep that in mind when building these out to make sure what you intend to keep here will fit. Later, I'll come back to talk about the divider a bit more because it will need to be notched in the corners for it to fit with the shelf and the bottom trim. The final section to form is the peg rail. Was this really needed? Probably not, but I can already envision it with hanging brushes. This will give it the aesthetic cuteness to the closet. I attach a 3-inch board with brand nails and drilled holes for the cutest little peg knobs to fit. I think I'm going to keep the pegs as is for some contrast since I'm planning to paint the space. I just received the rolling cards. I ordered 3. I don't know if the third one is going to fit, so I won't know until I try. I did make out all the measurements to be precise, so if I missed a couple, like an inch or 2, the third rolling card's not going to fit. So let me assemble it and then we're going to fit it, and fingers crossed that everything fits. Since I removed the third shelf, I wanted to add more practical storage. By the way, the 2 new shelves made up for the third shelf since they're so much deeper now, so if anything, I'm adding more storage here. When cleaning, I'm always hauling out tons of cleaning products, and I thought, you know, something that rolls would be perfect in here, and thankfully there's so many rolling cart options for small spaces. At first, I was skeptical what could fit in these carts, but they fit nearly everything I normally use to clean our home, and they're so easy to set up with just screws and an L wrench. Quick test fit, the 2 rolling carts fit so well, but the third rolling cart, I wasn't sure. I had to put a replacement order because the wheels wouldn't fit, so I'll have to wait until then. Let's get back to finalizing the closet structure. The shelves seem to be missing something. Maybe it's too simple, and the fact that the brackets are showing on the sides, I don't necessarily love that. So I decided to go back for 2-inch wood boards that I could glue and nail down to the shelves to make as ledge fronts. Afterwards, I did sand the ledge fronts at the bare minimum, but I didn't sand them enough, and you'll see why later on. I regret not going in harder with the sander, so let this be a note for all of us: sand them real good to make the 2 wood pieces flush. I also added a ledge front to the divider. You just don't see it here yet. Alright guys, we are ready to paint! Before starting in the final color, priming is needed for everything. I ended up doing 2 coats. I forgot to shoot how I made the wood notches on the divider, but here's a quick look before I painted them. I used my power handsaw and a wood chisel to cut out the spaces where the shelf brackets and the bottom wood trim would touch, so that the divider could sit flush against the wall. After waiting a few hours in between coats, let's paint the final color. Alright guys, I think I'm having a painter's buyer's remorse here where I might have picked out the wrong color. Don't get me wrong, I love the color and it's exactly what I was looking for, but it's just not clicking, fitting within the space. So I'm thinking of going with one of the other ones that I swatched, which is here on top. I feel like that one might look a little bit better now stepping back and looking at the entirety of my home with just the 2 colors. I think I might go back for that one. What do you think? Initially, I fell in love with this creamy white color, but I started panicking when I saw the yellow undertone look way more saturated. Originally, I was even considering painting the closet a muted soft yellow, but thought the creamy color would be a meet me in the middle kind of situation. But it was looking a little funky in the closet, or so I thought. In the end, I decided it was way too early to have painter's regret and kept going, and I'm glad I did. Alright, I'm ready to place the shelves in, but before I do that, I want to show you guys the color more up close because yesterday when I was painting, I was getting so nervous that the color was turning out a little more yellow and I was confused why. Well, kind of. I knew that this color paint did have a little bit more warmth, a little bit more yellow, but in the closet, I think because there's not enough light, it was just bringing out more of that warmth and more of the yellow. And I was starting to freak out. I was this tempted, this close to go change the color and paint it again, but I was like, no, just stick with it. This is going to turn out good. So I did, and thank goodness I did listen because this is what the shelves look like. You can see here, this is more of the true color, what I had expected, what I swatched, and as a standalone, and I think too because there's so much more light refracting onto this, that it's showing its true color, where more in the inside of the closet it's bringing in more of the hue in because there's not enough light to break it apart. So I am hopeful that maybe when I put the shelves in, it will kind of tone down the little bit of that warmth. So fingers crossed, we're gonna get this done and wrap this up. Let's go back to talk about the divider. The divider needs to be braced onto the brackets. I added another bracket forming a U and made pocket holes in them so I could attach it to the bracket that's already on the wall. If you haven't made pocket holes before, there's a kit you can use to make them, which is super easy to use. Afterwards, let's add the divider under the second shelf. Here you can finally see how those notches work for the board to sit against the wall. Once it's flush, we're going to attach it with brad nails from the bracket to the divider so that it stays secure. You can further add support if you add another brace up front to form a square instead of a U, or nail it down on the top of the shelf or do something similar. A trick I picked up not too long ago, before removing the tape I added some wood filler to cover the small nail holes left behind and sanded it once dry and painting only those tiny spots. Alright, this is the last part of putting the tabletop in, and now for the best part, we're ready to put everything back into the closet. On the top shelf, originally we stored all of our extra paper towels, and that's really all that fit in there, but now it will fit extra toilet paper rolls and Clorox wipes since we're working with a deeper space. For the second shelf, I forgot to account for the front ledge when making the final measurements in between shelves. I had to lift up the shelf with the baskets to fit in, which I'm gonna have to get new ones now, so learn from my mistake. In the baskets, one is dedicated to light bulbs and the other for miscellaneous household and bags. I've been so excited to decorate the peg rail. I've been thinking this area will be my ready-to-go station. On the rail, I will place my common daily cleaning brushes and tools. At the bottom, I love that I finally have somewhere to place my dog treat canisters because these have been floating around the entire house. And lastly, I will have a basket for all my soft cloths and my favorite room spray. Now, working below the tabletop, I wanted to hide the carts with a skirt, and I found the prettiest fabric for this project. It's been in my cart for over a year. I've just been waiting for something to use it on. I finished making the skirt, and here's how it looks. All I really did was hem the sides. That way, if I ever want to stick it in the washer, it will be really easy to wash. It won't fray. And then I made this like pocket for the retention rod to fit. So I just bought the retention rod at Walmart. It's something that it's like $5. So this is how I plan to have it hanging on the walls between the divider and the wall here on this side. And I feel like this is gonna be a great way to hide the carts, just because I feel like the carts are pretty like general, very industrial. It doesn't kind of match what I was hoping for, the vibe. But I feel like this is a great way in case you wanna make it extra pretty with more added detail to the space. It's a really, great touch. Before we add the skirt, let's fill the carts. You're probably going to be surprised just how much fits in them because I know I was skeptical before purchasing them. I literally went all the way around the house measuring all of our cleaning supplies. The bottom shelves fit large items like a 3 to 4 quart Clorox and laundry detergent container to smaller items. 2 out of the 3 carts that I bought I'm using purely for cleaning. One will have our everyday cleaning and the other will hold all of our extra products that we don't use often. And for the third cart, I finally got it in and it fit. The second cart is 2 inches less wide than the others, but it's a perfect fit to put all my dog's pet care products in here. Essentially, my dog has a cart for herself. When I tell you the carts are a perfect fit, it's literally hugging the walls. I'm just glad I got them all in here. My entire goal for this space was no wasted space. I also love that these carts have small hooks where I can place more brushes if needed. And finally, let's add the skirt. It's being held up by the tension rod, but I might go back to make it more permanent. I don't know. It's working, but I think I want the skirt to slide all the way across. Maybe I should use rod clips instead. Next, behind the divider, it's narrow, but I can store a couple brooms and ladder in here. Normally, this is all we've kept in the space, so it's perfect for us. Next, for more added storage, I'm using this pocket organizer to hang on the door. I've actually had this in the closet for the last 3 to 4 years, and I'm definitely always going to recommend it. I store everything from room sprays, brushes, sponges, lint rollers, trash bags, gloves. I mean, the list goes on. It's an easy way to immediately add storage and organize it. I also made these cute tags to identify what's in the pockets without having to guess, because half the time I forget what's in which pocket if it's not sticking out. I need to make some more, so let's make them. I've actually had this clay for about 3 to 4 years sitting in my closet. Originally, I got it from the Dollar Tree when I first made the tags. Surprisingly, it's still workable clay, but I'm pretty sure I was pushing it because a couple of the packages were not as easy to mold. To make the tags, I'm using this tag cookie cutter. Make your cuts and afterwards just use a light touch of water to smooth it out. Afterwards, grab a straw and make the top holes. If you're seeing your clay break, do these next steps with the cookie cutter still in place with the clay. It actually works so much better, but I didn't catch on until the end. To make the letters, I'm using rubber stamps. It's so easy to use. Just stamp them gently into the clay, not pressing too hard. If the square outline shows up on the clay, just use a bit of water to smooth it out. You can get about 8 to 10 tags out of these clay bags. Not bad at all. Afterwards, place them somewhere on a complete flat surface. It will take about 2 days to air dry completely for use. Check on them a few hours at a time. They tend to lift in the corners. Just gently press them down as you start seeing it. The last final touch is lighting. The problem with a small closet, obviously it's small and light doesn't refract like it would in an open space, and it doesn't help that the hallway doesn't get any natural light to begin with, but I found these removable, rechargeable, motion-sensored lights. They're ultra thin and have a magnetic attachment with adhesive that you can stick to the bottom of your cabinet and remove the lights whenever needed. And it has 3 color settings with different brightness levels, which comes in handy if you're as picky as me with your lights, and it comes with a remote control. With that, we are finally done, and now for the final look. Alright guys, so that is a wrap for this small closet makeover. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. I know it wasn't the most fun or most exciting of projects, but I feel like anything cleaning and organizing is always like another type of level of fun. So if anything, I hope you guys can take a little bit of inspo from it. Now that I have the closet done, honestly, it came out so good. I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. I'm kind of beating myself up that I didn't, but regardless, it is done, but now that it's done, I feel like the whole hallway needs a refresh. The doors, the trim. Honestly, I probably won't do that anytime soon. I will first try to source the doors to try to get something matching and then find a paint color for the trim. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next project. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video.